Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the following video may contain spoilers of Jurassic World Dominion. Hey guys, how's it going? It's James from Jurassic Unicast. Now we've got some good news. Colin Trevorrow has started filming with the Jurassic World Dominion cast and crew again, and well, he spoke to Empire magazine. He said the shooting schedule really worked out to our advantage. The first 4 weeks we put to film were mostly sequences with dinosaurs in them, so that allows us to get to head start with the visual effects and workshop and some of the newer elements without the pressure of a looming deadline. Now this is excellent news. One thing us at Jurassic Unicast and probably the rest of the community were worried about is them rushing the film. Being in lockdown, it makes things difficult to resume doing all the special effects, you know, the acting, the set builds, things like that. And one thing as a fan, as a huge fan of Jurassic World in general, I was worried about it affecting the budget and the time these guys got to write a decent story and put their heart and soul into the performance. Now this is excellent news for me. See, one of the things that I'm excited about particularly is the fact that so far they've filmed in the snow, and the fact that Colin has said mostly the sequences are with dinosaurs already. That means, I think guys, we are going to get dinosaurs in the snow. Now that is something, I don't know about you, that's something that really, really excites us. Something we've never seen before. And, well, also good news is that Isabella Sermon, who plays Maisie, her footage is not going to get taken out due to, obviously, her ageing. They're going to use that footage most likely, and all the footage that they've already made is going to still be in the film. So, anyway, let's get cracking onto the spoiler territory, what this video is mainly about. Okay guys, so here we have a group of images that you're about to see of a forested area. Now, everything that I am about to talk about is completely 100% theory. Me and Steve have had a chat on the channel about a possible idea which could relate to these trees. We've not heard anything, none of this is factual, this is completely just fan theory stuff, okay? So, as you can see here, we have got a nice woodland forested area. It actually looks similar to something that you'd see near Lockwood's Manor, if I'm honest, in North America, in California. But this is where things start to get interesting. So the second image here, you can see some rock formations, you can see some tree stumps with all that moss on. It almost looks like they've been bitten or chewed or mowed down and snapped. But I think this one is just a different angle from the set. You can see even the props on the floor where it looks like staff members but while they've been building it, they've just put down their lunches and teas. You've got an upside down wheelbarrow. I don't think this picture in particular you can really get anything out or take away from. Well, look in here, what do you see? You can see a crane, you can see some jungle foliage, but no, keep looking around the top of the tree. Something odd. Well, as Rafiki's saying now, look harder. What do you see hanging down from the branches? It's kind of like a green type moss. Now, one thing I noticed in particular is the moss is not growing on all of the trees, only some of the trees. Here is a better look here. As you can see, it's covered on one side and it's not on the other side. Now this is, I'm no moss expert, but I do find it odd that this mossy type stuff has only been placed on one section of the trees. Now guys, the chances are that all the rest of these trees are going to get this moss stuff put on top of them to give it more of a rugged, you know, wild look to the forest. But it's interesting that the point was that I was making is that these trees aren't naturally like full of these mosses. Like, this has been added to the trees. So for what reason would they add moss to the trees? Could it be that this is going to be more of a Jurassic World? Now let's take a better look at that tree moss. As you can see here, it is growing on one side, it's also growing down. Now this could possibly be something from the Cretaceous period, this could be something from the Jurassic period, we don't know, I'm not a paleobotanist. Now the scenario I've got in mind is obviously just a theory, like I said, but imagine our cast characters walking through the woods in this, Dominion Jurassic World environment, and they come across a tree that is covered with all of this moss. Now this moss could be, to the untrained eye, just generally moss on a tree, but it also could not be. If this is, some sort of paleo type moss that only grown from the Cretaceous period or Jurassic period or whatever.
Alan, this species of Variformin's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't one of this thing. What?
Okay, some of you guys might be thinking, where is he going with his theory if you haven't already caught on? Now, go back to the movie in 2005, The War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. In that movie, there is a scene where the aliens have finally taken over, starting to control basically all of the planet Earth and all these different areas in America, and they use the human blood to spray and to cover the Earth's surface in a red colour that you might find on Mars. The idea of where this is stemmed from is basically the way the blood has sprayed itself out across the floor, almost like a parasite taking over the planet. Now, these fungi and this moss seems to be doing the same thing on these trees. This is where I got the idea from. Now, I could be completely wrong. This could be just an area of the forest that actually happens to have this on and they've taken advantage of it. But it is a cool idea to have the thought that these dinosaurs that are out now in the wild and in the open are eating, they're reseeding in their dung, and the plants that they're eating are actually prehistoric plant life. So the prehistoric plant life is then reproducing and photosynthesizing, and then before we know it, we've got fungi that's Jurassic, that's starting to grow all around our own ecosystem. Now, one of the rumours were that Biosyn, owned by Lewis Dodgson, the CEO, who we're going to get reintroduced to in this movie, he is apparently owning a game park, and in that game park is his own ecosystem full of dinosaurs. And the rumour is that our cast members, our heroes, will walk across into that domain, that Dominion, and come across the events that happens inside there that we don't know about. Maybe one of the events is the ever-changing moss that's growing on the trees. The world is changing so radically, and we're all running to catch up. Now, we're not quite sure what Biosyn and Lewis Dodgson have got planned in Jurassic World Dominion. The chances are they're going to be the antagonists and something that's going to cause a problem in the main movie that our main cast heroes are going to have to come up against. But who's to say that our cast heroes aren't walking on their journey and come across this ecosystem that Biosyn have created? They have to enter that domain, and it happens to have prehistoric plant life. After deep thought and many discussions with a lot of my friends in social media in the Jurassic community, we've had lots of discussions about how the original cast members, Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie Sattler and Dr. Ian Malcolm, are going to be reintroduced into this movie. And, this seems perfect for someone we might know. Someone that I've been a little bit apprehensive about returning. But could this theory match up? Could this be the reason why Dr. Ellie Sattler makes a return to Jurassic World? Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, it's just a theory that I thought about once I saw the photos leaked online. If you agree with it, or if you don't agree with it, it's absolutely fine. I'd still love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. We've got a lot more videos coming out, guys, especially this time around Jurassic World Dominion. So if you liked what you've seen, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click that notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Only one thing left to say. Life will find a way. See you later.